Hello everybody, today I'm going to be showing a Drake Buccaneer build. Its primary purpose is to hunt large ships, but it can do alright in other roles as well. I'll go ahead and put an Urkel link down in the comments below. So while I'm getting in my ship here, I am going to be giving away 1.5 million Alpha UAC, so if you do comment on the video, make sure you include your name. You can buy the Buccaneer for 1.4 million from Levski, and I included a little extra just in case you want to outfit it the same way I have. So for the first part of this video, I'm going to be showing you the ship and its intended purpose, which is attacking a large ship. So I had my brother go ahead and get in my Carrack, and I'm going to show you how quickly it can be destroyed with just a single ship. You can imagine with multiple ships how much quicker this could go. You can swarm large ships with just a few Buccaneers and tear them apart relatively quickly. The instructions I gave my brother were to try to fly around and maneuver. I'm going to go ahead and put his view in the bottom right hand corner, and let's just see what this thing can do. And of course this is just a test, so there is no turret operators in the Carrack. Even if there were though, and you had just a friend or another person distract a few of them, these encounters will be over so quick the person in the large ship won't even know it hit. So when you're at a long distance, basically more than 500 meters, the scatter guns are not going to do very well, but as soon as you get close, it just rips through them. You can see that it does so much damage, it actually lags the game every time you shoot a little. Hopefully that can be improved in the future, but hey, yeah, do big numbers somehow, right? I have taken down hammerheads with this same build. Unfortunately, this was before I started recording videos, so I don't have any videos of that. But the Carrack and the Hammerhead do have very similar shields and HP pools, so this will have to suffice as a stand-in. And just like that, the Carrack is down. So taking down players in large ships is only one of the things that this build is very efficient at. Another thing it's good at is taking down the ECN alerts that spawn constellations. Here, let's take a look. So you can see it takes about 5 to 7 shots to completely remove the shields, and then just a few more to clean it up. So one thing I've noticed while trying this build out is your positioning relative to your target is more important than how accurately you shoot their pip. I mean, you are essentially using a spaceship shotgun. And as far as positioning is concerned, what I've noticed is you basically want to be able to fly right on top of them. It's not really, the angle is less important, but not overshooting them and being able to stay right on top of them and just unload, it is everything when using this build. If you're interested in trying this ship out and weren't fortunate enough to win the giveaway, feel free to join my Discord. I will include a link in the description down below. And I have a ship share tab in my Discord, and it has all the ships that I have, and I'm more than happy to spawn them and let you give them a try. And then you can feel free to post the ships you have, and we can create some sort of community where we share each other's ships. Yeah, just send me a message on Discord, and I'm more than happy to do that for you. So this build obviously does pretty good against slow and medium size ships, but let's see how it does against fighters. So here we have an ECN alert that's going to spawn a bunch of Buccaneers, and I'm going to show you how effective the scatter guns can be against small fighters. So I think there's 3 things to consider that are different when you're fighting fighters with this build versus when you're fighting large ships. The first difference is you don't have to be quite as close for the weapons to still be effective, and I think this is because fighters typically have much smaller health and shield pools, so even if you don't land every single pellet into the target, it can still do quite a bit of damage. So the second thing to consider is fighters don't have continuous shield regeneration, so even if you can apply continuous pressure at medium to long range, it's a good idea because it keeps them from basically healing while you're fighting them. The third thing to consider is the Salvation Distortion Scattergun will quickly disable small fighters after the shields are down, even if you only land a few of the pellets as hits. So now that we've seen this build can be pretty effective against fighters, you might be wondering what is its weakness. I have found that this build struggles against ships that have 2 medium shields and can out afterburn the Buccaneer. I had a fight with a Vanguard Sentinel that illustrates the weaknesses of this build very well. It was quite a long fight, but it was definitely a good one. So you can see the weakness right out of the gate with the Buccaneer. It is an extremely fast ship, but its acceleration is limited by how long it can boost for. This weakness is compounded by the fact that you can go so fast and it can take you so long to slow down from that great speed. Part of that is definitely on me for not paying close enough attention to my relative speed to the target. Definitely some of this could be mitigated by better flying, but I noticed that it was a common issue I had when fighting this type of ship, that they were able to just out afterburn me and I wouldn't be able to close out on the kill. You're going to notice through this fight that we're going to do a lot of sliding past each other. I'm not sure what the acceleration rate on the Sentinel is, but it has to be so similar to the Buccaneer that unless you're flying perfectly, you're going to have a very hard time sticking on it. I'm actually really surprised I survived through this section of it here. You can see that my shields are completely down and he is running a distortion scattergun, so it would only take a few hits to knock me out. I was able to escape and recover, barely. He attempted to shoot some missiles and I think that was a misplay on his part and it allowed me to escape. I think if he would have stuck on me, probably would have been done there. I can't say for certain, but it seemed like the missiles were a misplay to me. I think here I made a major blunder. I got close enough to unload on him, but I just couldn't acquire target fast enough, and he would manage to escape. So you can see here he afterburns away and I'm not able to match or exceed his acceleration, so I'm not able to catch him. I think one technique you could use here to increase your odds against this type of target is watching the relative speed and flipping and burning preemptively to basically line up the direction they're moving with the change in direction that you're doing, so that when they pass you, you're already going the right direction to be behind them. That is definitely a pretty high level play, but it's definitely something you could use to increase your odds of killing this type of target. This is one thing that I do find pretty annoying about Star Citizen's PvP at the moment, is when two people are going the opposite direction, it can take a while before you're actually engaged in combat again. I know part of that is my flying ability and probably part of it is their flying ability, but I have found that it is a common thing that does happen, especially in a persistent universe. So one thing I thought about while watching this back is, I wonder if the Warlock could be an effective substitute for the Buccaneer in this situation, because it would also give you access to an EMP, which could be used in great effect in this type of situation. As far as you get their shield low, you let the EMP rip, and then, I mean, a sitting duck with scatter guns, I mean, it's easy, right? So throughout this fight I had a few close encounters where I got him low and he was able to get away, and vice versa. I'm just going to go ahead and skip to the end so you can see what happened. I hope you enjoyed this video and this Buccaneer build. I had a good time making it. It's definitely something I'm going to keep in my toolkit for fighting large ships in the future. And have a great rest of the day.